哎，各位，我回来了，我回来了。我回来了，各位。听到的话就扣个1吧。现在应该没那么延迟了。现在延迟应该只有大概那个。
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Year 6 Season 3 live stream. My name is Daria, and today with me is
开始了，开始了。
I don't know why we keep introducing
美女又
ourselves
来了。
because nothing really changes, but if you forgot who we are, I'm Daria and this is Yannick. Do not mistake us, even though the glasses are the same.
I had I was concerned for a moment because you said welcome to the, and then you had a small hesitation. And I thought you were going to come up with like a number. Welcome to the 37th live stream on the Division 2 or something like that. And
Are we counting? Is anyone
I don't know.
counting?
他说这个是什么第37次直播。
Maybe that's the anniversary live stream for all I know. I don't know. Let's think that it is.
Someone please actually count and tell us how many streams we've done on Division 2.
Yeah, that would be. You will get something nice out of us if that's correct. But we won't be able to prove that anyway. Just throwing things out here.
把声音拉大一点点。
But yeah, welcome again. If you had a chance to watch the PTS live stream that we had a few weeks back, you probably can already tell what sort of topics we're going to talk about. But if this is your first Year 6 Season 3 live stream, this is a quick rundown of things that we're going to show and talk about today. So, of course, we'll talk about the new season itself, about the Manhunt. We'll show the trailer for the new season. You already had a chance to have a sneak peek at the key art with our favorite girl Kelso. Aside from the season itself, we'll talk about PTS changes that
他说他会讲一下
and
PTS 的变化。
you will be already able to
PTS 的变化。
see them for yourself tomorrow because release for the current season is planned for tomorrow for 25th.
他说明天要开始新季度了。
We'll also talk about new modifiers for this season and share some things that are coming throughout the season. Twitch drops, our plans for the anniversary, some events, and more. Of course, in the end, we will be happy to answer questions from the chat. So our community managers are available to collect those questions, and we will look at the pre-collected list first. And of course, afterwards, we will have time. George will bring us a tablet, so we'll have a chance to look at the chat. Because in this
他说有时间的话会在留言区看一下提问。
have a possibility to read through the chat.
明天更新肯定加班啊，不肯定延迟。
So
跟以前一样。
There's a lot to talk about.
超智障的。
And there's a lot coming. It's gonna be a busy couple months with this season.
他说这个月应该是挺忙的，各位因为
First busy couple minutes for us. But let's look at the seasonal trailer first.
好，先看影片。午睡哦，刘飞。
They never did anything she didn't truly believe was the right thing to do.
Keener.
She figured out what was really going on and she tried to warn us. She tried to give us an ally.
这是巴顿嘛
has seen the light. I hope you will too.
Reveal the truth.
She tried to warn us.
真相到底是什么呢？真相的负担。只求别发芽。好，明天可以开始玩了，第3季度，蛮期待的那个剧情。
So the cat is out of the box.
Woohoo!
Should I say Kelso is out of the van?
凯尔手要回来了。
Finally.
Finally， 终于要回来了。
It's about Kelso. We are finally gonna, hopefully, get a few answers. As you know, this year we've been trying to collect all the people that were in that van at the end of year 5, season 3. We got Keener, we got Theo. Where the hell is Kelso, and what has she been up to?
他说这个季
That's what
度
the season is about.
会比较
Yeah, we
看重那个
decided
Kelso
specifically,
凯尔索。
for this stream to not talk about it in detail, to kind of shroud everything in mystery, because this is what this entire season is about, right? What is the truth? What are we looking for? So this is for you guys to unravel, and for us as well. I mean, I'm sad that I already spoiled it to myself.
有人居然说 Daria 跟我结婚
No
吧
choice.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Daria 是右边这个女的。
But let's not dwell on that. We're gonna have a few months ahead of us to get into all the story details and see for ourselves what Kelso's
还有
been up
几
to
个月就可以
and
看
where
到
she
大
is
部分的
at
剧
right
情。
now. And let's talk about another big thing that this season is bringing, an array of new modifiers.
讲一下这个季度会
With
带
the
来什么
Seasons
新的
2.0
东西。
update, as you know, now
修改器。
every season comes with a new set of modifiers, a new theme for the season, and
我觉得应该跟
this
PTS 差不
seasonal
多了。
team is
他也不可能全部都改
aggressive
掉了。
combat, I would say.
Yeah, it's all about the global modifier that is called Rogue Momentum. And once again, to clarify for the people that haven't been following, this new set of modifier completely replaces the one you've seen this season. So let's say goodbye to the range theme. Now it's time for the aggressive theme. And the idea with Rogue Momentum is that the more aggressive you play, the more momentum you build up, and as that momentum builds up, you get powered up. So it's just a way to reward this kind of play style of like really running to the face of the NPCs and destroying them as fast as you can. When you achieve special feats in how you get rid of them by explosive kills or good kills or these kind of things, you're going to get more momentum. So it's really about trying to play aggressive but still be mindful of the way you're playing to try to maximize the gain, the momentum of or the gain of momentum. So there's a lot of intricacies in this, but overall it's really just all about running around and destroying things as fast as possible, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, in the first bits of this video, I know it's on repeat, so you will be able to see it again, unless you already had a chance to experience on the PTS, so here it is. So here is a list of bonuses that you can see, and it's actually the 5 tiers that the Rogue Momentum comes with. And as Yannick mentioned, you will be able to build up and actually become more powerful by filling out this gauge.
Mm-hmm. So it's really about RPM, damage, all of that, and then in the modifiers, the active and passive modifiers. So we're going to give you active modifiers that kind of play around with the idea of momentum. One of them maxes out the momentum, one of them pauses the momentum gain. And then with the passive modifiers here, it's a bit more about skills and how do your skills actually benefit from this mechanic. So it's really not just really purely a damage and DPS mindset. There's also, skills are also taken into account here, and there's some some potentially really fun combos you can build.
但是没用啊，669还是炸不中敌人。
Yeah, and also talking about the passive, active, and the main global modifier, we need to mention the hostile modifier as well.
Yeah. So with this one, we took a bit of I would say a more straightforward approach. In season 2, we had a set of modifiers, so each one with different effects for the NPCs, and you had to identify who had what. And that was fun for that season, but for season 3, we wanted to have something a bit more straightforward. So now there is one modifier.
但是
basically
尺度没分别，因为 Steam 跟 UB 是共通的。
scale depending on how far in your season progression you are. So the further you advance, the more impactful it gets. And that modifier is basically a boost to the NPCs. So as you can see here on screen, depending on your chapter in the season journey progression, the bonus is going to increase, bonus to
想
rate
说
of fire,
官方终于
to
没有穿那个
the
散射
health
豆，
regen of the NPCs.
他是
and all
穿
that. So it's
全
really
火突
about
袭。
once
他
again
学会了，
identifying
终
the
于
right targets and really just trying to match the NPCs to your power gain as well, so they can still pack a punch against you.
Yeah, and what's interesting about the global modifier this season, from what you just saw on the screen, that pretty much all the active modifiers, almost all passive modifiers, they contribute towards gaining the momentum and keeping the gauge filled.
Yeah.
But also you need to be aware of the fact that it will deplete over time. And of course, there are ways to stop the decay. For example, you can sprint, which would also allow you to be more active out there, out of the cover, be more aggressive towards enemies, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, be careful. You just need to make sure that momentum not fades away, and when basically the more damage you're going to be dealing, the more prominent it's going to be the effects of the momentum itself.
Just shoot things and you'll be fine.
Yeah, this is pretty much what I was trying to say. Okay, but there were also some changes to the season itself, and yeah, I was told that we're not showing the notes because apparently people are trying to zoom in too much, but pretty much anything that whatever we have here, it's either something that you guys are gonna see in the patch notes later, and it's just for us to not to forget all the values and all the changes that followed after the PTS. But talking about Seasons 2.0 improvements, and since we started with the Seasons 2.0, I think let's talk about the modifiers and changes that followed.
Yeah, so I think it's super cool now because we, last season 2 was the first time we finally released Seasons 2.0. We had been talking about it for some time. We've tested it on the PTS, and we've been working on it for a while, but it's finally the ultimate test is actually to put it on the game and get feedback in the proper live environment, and that's what we got. So now we have 1 season's worth of feedback and learnings from that new model, and I remember saying back then, this is the first iteration, so it's a new foundation, and then things are going to evolve. So we're starting to enter in that phase now, where we have our first new set of modifiers, which is okay. Let's see how far we can push things in each direction with this kind of gameplay propositions, and then let's also see what kind of improvements we can make to the systems themselves. So with this season now, and based on kind of some feedback we've seen, is what we wanted to do with the modifiers is to actually make it the path to progression, make that a bit clearer, because we had modifiers that were kind of like spread in different directions on how do you unlock them. So one change we decided to do in this with this season is to actually refocus the acquisition of the modifiers with the season journey, reconnect it to the season journey. So now you're going to unlock your active and your passive modifiers as you progress on the season journey, and no longer what we had now in the previous season, which was active and passives on the priority objectives are all about seasonal XP gain and extra rewards, but the modifiers are all about the season journey. So you will see in the season journey, you will see more objectives that are based on the use of the modifier, because we really want this now to be about, turn on the modifier, complete the objectives of the season journey, unlock more modifiers, play with them, keep progressing the season journey, and unlock more of them. And of course now also with this season, we're bringing one of the most requested thing we've seen in terms of the modifier, and why would I actually play with the modifier on. So now you will actually get a boost or a bonus, an XP bonus for playing with the modifier. So that's something also we're asking for, because we went into the previous season with the idea of it's your choice. You decide if you want to or not. But then some people felt like they were not being rewarded for actually choosing to play with the modifiers. So we've decided to adjust that. It's still your choice, but if you play with modifiers, you're going to get more season XP.
Yeah, and also thanks to our community team for helping me arrange the notes. The bonus, the season pass XP that you're gonna get by playing with the seasonal modifiers is also gonna stack with the progression boost that is granted to all season pass holders. So that's a significant change compared to the previous season. And talking about priority objectives, also a few changes coming to them as well. First of all, the reroll bar that's gonna help replenish the rerolls for free every 24 hours. And also some of the objectives that followed by your feedback that a lot of you guys said it was hard to get by or really hard to track were removed from the list of the priority objectives. For example, Warhound Convoy, Elite Resource Convoy, and Territory Control. So that is no longer going to be a hindrance.
And there's a bunch of small improvements like that. We also improved the triggering of the active modifiers. I go back to modifiers. Because that was one of the things that we saw a lot with the previous season as well. That you actually had to aim at a target to be able to trigger the modifiers. So now you can do that without having to aim. So that's a big improvement as well. And we are trying to make it a bit clearer overall with the active modifiers, like the cooldown, how long have they been running, and the effects they have, and all this kind of thing. So as I said, these are iterations. This is the only our second season under this new model, so we're going to keep improving. So please keep the feedback coming, so we can keep moving forward with this. But I'm super happy to see the model evolve and just thinking where it could go is a lot of fun.
The baseline is that the usage of modifiers should be much more streamlined now. You will get access to them very early on during your seasonal journey, and also extra XP. That is fun. It's just pure fun.
Yes. Talking of XP, I think one change we can mention as well is the fact that we have redistributed the season XP, and the season XP is what allows you to progress your season pass rewards. And so now we brought back season XP on most activities in the game. So now you are able to play whatever you want and still get XP for that. So as opposed to what we had in this season, where you had to play the activities we were pointing you towards, the journey or the priority objectives. Now you also get XP by just completing missions or open world activities or all of that. So it's really back to closer to the way it used to be, where the world is your oyster. You do what you want.
Yeah, countdown, conflict, main missions, dark zone. Yeah, everything's going to count toward the seasonal pass.
现在这部分没什么特别。
What else do we have in here?
Oh, we apparently also had the changes to the seasonal journey.
Yes.
But it should be pretty obvious from this video as well, the changes coming with it.
Yeah, we also have more granular rewards. You'll see that we have XP progression connected to every objective now, so it's the same. Like just doing objectives will contribute to your season progression. One change you'll notice here is that you see we have both Chapter 1 and Chapter 3 unlocked. So what we're going to do is, if you're level 40, you can start at Chapter 3 directly. You don't have to do Chapter 1 and 2. Chapter 1 and 2 are filled with objectives that are a bit more catered towards new characters or new players. So these are a bit more like the more simple things we had, like buy an item from the vendor or deconstruct an item or this kind of thing. We don't want to force you to have to go through that again, because it's not super interesting when you're level 40. You've done that a few times. So when you're level 40 now, you can directly fast track to Chapter 3 and start from Chapter 3, because this is where the modifier gameplay really comes into play. So don't be surprised if you see both 1 and 3. You can start at 3, 1 and 2 are optional. You can do them, of course, for more XP.
And since we started talking about modifiers and seasonal journey, and I promised that we were also going to mention the changes following the PTS,
Yes.
and we have a pretty hefty list of those changes. So let's start with momentum itself, the global modifier.
好烦哦！我想快点去那个配装还有
want
品牌。
Well, just one high level
相信大家对这个部
intention
分
that,
其
based on
实
the
也不
feedback
太
we
感
got
兴趣。
on the momentum itself, on the rogue momentum, was the fact that I mean, it was a lot of fun, but it was almost too generous in especially the acquisition part. You know, we've just talked about in the introduction here, we said, okay, you have to gain momentum and you can also lose momentum based on the NPCs and what you do.
无限手榴弹。
And so we've made a few changes to try to make that a bit more tactical. So you really need to
无限手雷。
you really need to now identify the targets, really try to play with the blacklisted targets, which are the ones that give you more momentum, but they can actually take away your momentum if they shoot
其实
you.
鉴定局已经是合法
So basically what
我
this
记得
means is
某个
that
赛季他已经
we've
说
reduced the overall gain
他鉴定
that you
连
get by
续
just
爆头那个
killing
他不
NPCs.
是
You
一
still
个
get
bug，
some, but you're
是
going
他
to get
设
less.
计的原理。
And therefore, you really need to identify the blacklisted targets and try to do more of those explosive kills and the ones that give you really a big boost of momentum. This is what you need to do to really gain that momentum. But therefore, in return, what we're going to do is that there is no timer or delay before you start losing momentum. So once even if you don't necessarily gain new momentum, you're not going to start going down immediately. There's going to be a timer of, I'm looking at my notes because I don't remember.
他说他要看笔记。
3 seconds before the decay starts. So once again, it's just a bit more work to actually gain the momentum, but therefore you keep it longer. It's kind of the general idea here. So overall, still the same. We haven't changed the values. So it's still
修改器的
the same
数
as
值它
those
是
of
没
you
有
who
改
played on
动
the
的，
PTS
跟
experience.
PTS 一样。
But that being said, therefore, it's just that small tactical approach. But once you got it, you get to enjoy it a bit longer.
Yeah, and before we continue, I would actually have to ask George to come here in the studio and help us turn on the screen because it's just
We've lost
Yes.
the feedback TV.
we
so
lost the visuals.
we don't see ourselves anymore.
But while we're waiting for George, looking through the list, I think we also need to mention the hostile modifier as well, because, for example, HP and armor again will be reduced for all tiers on frenzied animals because they were too overpowered during the PTS.
Yeah, that's one feedback we got on the frenzied enemies as well. But they were maybe a bit too punishing. So they've been the frenzy buff has been nerfed a bit. So overall, it's going to be a bit more forgiving, less now. That being said, on the other hand, the blacklisted enemies, which are those that are marked that give you extra momentum when you kill them, but if they shoot you, you lose momentum. Those are more punishing, not in power, but in how much momentum you lose. So once again, it's a bit of a balance exercise here, but overall, it's really again to kind of try to make you prioritize targets in a bit of a different way compared to what you're used to. But the baseline, the frenzy hostile modifier, that one has been toned down a bit.
Yep. Thank you so much for capturing all the essentials out of the big entire list. But as usual, the breakdown is going to be available in the patch notes.
There's more.
There is more. Yeah, there is
more.
We're not showing, but it's flips out for more additional information.
Yes.
Yannick just has the talent for summarizing everything and wording it properly so everyone, even me, can understand. But that's not it. Aside from the PTS changes and new modifiers and new seasonal story, there are other exciting things that are coming to all of us this season, and some of you had a chance to experience that during the PTS, and I myself was very happy about this change. And I'm talking about the stash space increase.
Oh yeah.
什么？
Yay!
哦，箱子变多了。
I honestly thought about the live stream that it would be so nice to come in the T-shirt.
我觉得最有用的更新就是这个。
one of us could have like stash space increase and the other one would be like still more stash space.
400个 nice.
But yes, there will be more stash space for hopefully most of you. So what we're doing with this season is that we've added a total of 100 extra slots to the stash. But there's a but. It's basically 50 extra stash space if you own Warlords of New York and 50 if you own the year one pass that was released when the game launched and is still available. So it's connected to those ownerships. If you own both of them, as probably a vast majority of you do, you gain 100 extra space.
Yeah, and also additional space will be available for hardcore characters as well.
Yeah, that also gets
硬派特工也多了100个位置。
more stash space for your hardcore characters as well.
And just to clarify, because there were questions after the announcement during the PTS stream, you don't need to buy it additionally. So if you already own Warlords of New York or Year 1 Pass, that's going to be granted to you automatically.
他说只要你有纽约的 DLC， 那就自动给，不用付钱。
And now we can move on to seasonal gear, because there's also a few cards and a list of things for us to cover. And I want us to start with the Oxpecker. This is a new exotic SMG.
也是16组，
very peculiar design.
好丑哦！
Why you're laughing? I didn't mean it as a bad thing.
It's the way you say it. Daria's not convinced.
No, I love it. I love how it looks.
It's a lot of fun to play with, and this is a shield build SMG. It's really embracing bad fantasy. So it's one that basically depletes your shield, but you can heal your shield by damaging NPCs. So it's really
your shield receives 25%.
Yeah, it's really for those tanky in-your-face shield builds, and I'm trying to see what changes did we make to it. We've one change we've made to it. We didn't really change much to that. Honestly, you'll see from PTS we haven't really made drastic changes on any of the gear. No nerfs. But one change we've made is one mod was that was plus 15% headshot damage has now become plus 10 rounds. So the idea is bigger max size, less reloads, which was one of the feedback we got on PTS, that people tended to die often because they had to reload and therefore they couldn't regenerate their shield. So now you have bigger max size and hopefully have less need to reload your weapon.
我那个盾好像很硬哦。他说你的伤害的25%就会用来补你的盾。
Some just one note because I think it's important.
理论上你不停开枪，
I don't know if that's the case here. I don't remember, but some of the gameplay footage we have here is
补好快啊。
is from the PTS, so it
might dated, so it might not reflect the right values.
Yeah.
灰帽特工又可以出配装了。
But it's basically just to demonstrate how it works together with the shield.
Yeah. Look at that shield going up. Nice.
Nice.
Moving on to Exotus gloves.
奇特手套。
Yep.
Very interesting gloves that gonna have different talent based on PvE or PvP and the usage of it. But in both cases, you will be able to drop a smoke bomb at your feet, either to conceal yourself from the enemies for
后夹就喷烟
3 seconds. Actually, don't know.
冷却时间40秒。
Let me find this.
喷烟喷3秒。
No, that was not changed. That was the other thing. And in PvP, same thing, but you will receive 100% pulse resistance and hide your nameplate for 2 seconds.
Yeah. And here are a couple changes from PTS.
它好像改了吧？本来是装甲。
It's really fun to have this like smoke bomb drop, and I think it's going to create some really interesting opportunities. Having 3 seconds of immunity is it's actually really cool. It can make a huge difference. Some feedback we got was on the core being blue, and some people questioned that. So the mindset we've taken in adjusting this one is we've made it more DPS friendly, basically. So the core from blue is now red, and also the attributes used to be crit chance and hazard protection, and now it's crit chance and crit damage. So
留言区有人投诉说
you can do
他
more
们比较
damage
喜欢
from those,
PVP 是用装甲的，
from being hidden in those
变
smoke
红就
bombs.
没用了。
Yeah, and also we have a new gear set called Refactor.
装备组
And there were a few changes as well. It will now provide bonus armor, the backpack talent, up to 80% to your total armor. So it was actually increased twice because initially during the PTS it was at 40%.
哦，他说本来补甲是补40%，现在换了20%。
Also chest piece, 50% repairs to yourself, at 20% repairs to allies. Can you spot anything else? PvP.
我想看胸甲。
No, I'm trying to look at the notes, but yeah. Again, no major changes, just some tweaks here and there. So it looks gorgeous.
I also love that this guy reminds me of some villain from Batman universe.
Okay.
No? There was this guy with a mask and he was bald.
Not a Batman guy.
But aside from the gear set, we also have the Shiny Monkey brand set. I don't think that there were any changes that actually followed after the PTS. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, everything's going to be listed in the patch notes.
我刚看了一下，它那个绿装没有改动，跟 PTS 一样。
Yeah, here it is. But this one has the yellow core, from what I remember.
Yeah, it's yellow.
It does.
Yeah, this is to go with skills and skill builds, right?
那个52%，
there is a
修复技能很头疼。
even though the
那个2%的意义在哪
global
里
modifier is about
要不
damage and aggressive
50，要不
gameplay.
60。
There is actually a bit of a focus on skill builds with this update, so we wanted another yellow brand set to go with those.
So
there you
also
go.
ties in nicely to the modifier of the season.
Yeah.
这个大概是奶妈装吧。
No need to screenshot anything because chances are tomorrow the values are going to be different. And once again, a reminder that all this footage was made during or after the PTS, so it might not reflect the values that you're going to see tomorrow after the release.
他说明天发布的时候
anyway,
数值有机会改变。
And if you're a content creator, you know all of that already, except the changes maybe, but otherwise you know what are the new things coming with this season.
But also about the changes, the patch notes are going to be released right after the stream. So you will have this information maybe like in 40 minutes, 1 hour max. So
它会有个
not a
patch
long
note 会
wait.
发布出来，有个补丁
But
的。
we're moving on because there are some other
详细介绍。
things that going to happen throughout the season that we want to talk about. Oh, and yes, see, Dory reminded us about the one of the most important exotics that we absolutely forgot to mention. That is actually my bad because I already removed these cards. So yeah, Birdie's quick fix, and if we can have the footage, you can see that it has this really nice animation. Also reminds me of one robot from Star Wars.
左边有个动画，它那个背包。
But this
just want to give it a name, that's it.
有点像
yes, but I don't
星
know.
球大战那个
Maybe,
R2D2。
we are, I don't know, under
那在动哎，
copyright.
那
I
个
don't know.
头。
Maybe we cannot mention that. But
Right,
doesn't.
you can name your backpack the way you want. It's your fantasy.
Yeah, but doesn't matter. So this is the
Okay,
third exotic of the season that will be available through the Climax mission.
Yes.
And the requirement is that it's 100% chance guaranteed drop
他
if
说
you
这个季度过了
beat
那个
the
高潮
master
任务之后呢，
difficulty,
他才
but
会
you can
送
also get
这
it
个背包。
from beating any other difficulty. It's just the percentage is much lower.
其
And
他难度的话
if
就
I
会比
remember
较
correctly,
少
this
掉
is
落
actually
了。
something that we're going
精
to
通难
list
度
in
就
the
会
patch
已经
notes
给
where
第
people
一次
can
通关的
see
话，
what the
就是跟
percentage
上个
looks
季度一
like
样。
based on different difficulties. So you,
所以这个
if
季度还
for
是
some
有
reason
那
you
个
cannot
新的
beat
精通
master,
难度。
and I myself for sure would struggle with that.
Yeah.
I know. There is still hope.
Yeah. And there's a few tweaks we've made. So this one is really
京都南路真香啊。
about revives, and it's all for team play to when you help
说实话，我是
revive
不会用这杯吧。
another player, which is situational,
没什
but
么
it
用。
can be really useful in some of the tough content we have. A couple mentions of things that have changed. The revive speed is actually plus 100% now.
他说
And
他改了，就
I
是
think one bigger
拉人的
change
速
we
度
made, but was
50%，
from
他改
PTS
了
feedback, is it
100%，
also
他
works
改了
with the hive.
他那个
now.
图片还没改。
So hive revive will also be boosted by it.
Once again,
50%
making the
换了
notes and
100%。
forgetting to mention important things.
拉人的速度，我是觉得没用了。
So I want to say let's move to events now, but I'm waiting for the no season pass. Oh, surprise! I'm so bad with arranging my notes.
机票
I mean, let's talk about season pass. There is a lot of exciting things there as well, and George actually prepared a nice clip for us to
好帅哦。
look at some of the things that you will be able to get through the season pass. Yeah, so these things are going to be available on the premium track, together with 9 gear dice, 9 weapon skins, 2 outfits, and 2 prestige
挺漂亮耶，我觉得。
arm
没
patches.
错。
And you actually saw the 3 outfits on the video right now. It's because one of the outfits and one of the weapon skins are going to be
要氪
available
金
for
了。
free. So you do not necessarily need a
GoPro.
premium pass to enjoy nice cosmetics. And
左边那个它有
once
3个
again,
GoPro。
following the previous season's improvement, 600 premium credits also going to
我
be
挺喜
available
欢他那个双管霰
for
弹
all
枪
season
的
pass owners.
的那个 skin。
There's a really cool
那个
detail
皮肤
for
挺
people
漂
who pay attention here. Right there.
Go.
哪个
So that's a
真帅
a small nerdy detail, but that's a change that you see with those outfits. If you look at those face masks that have those night goggles, the goggles actually go down when it's nighttime, and they go up when it's daytime.
Yeah, and also you can get inside of the building where it's dark, and it will
马虎的
activate
皮
as well.
So all
他应该
kudos to the art team on achieving that feat.
对，我觉得白纸也不错。
There are a lot of really nice weapon skins available this time around as well.
哦，
And
如果
colors.
就是全买的话，就
好吧
全部都有，
不错
是吧？
I mean, of course, not everything is here in the video. It's just an example.
说实话，
of
我
what's
是
coming.
挺建议各位氪金，不然 Ubisoft 倒闭的话，就
Yep.
没办法去玩。
And this guy
跟进
again, bold with the mask. Like, I need to remember the
This
name of
Bane
it.
you're talking about?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I've,
yes,
I've seen the
exactly.
movies at least, but as far as my Batman lore goes.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what I know about this universe. But he does look like this guy, right? He has this like aura about
A
him.
bald dude with a mask, yeah.
Yeah.
光头哥，
So maybe whoever was working on this asset had him as a reference in mind. I don't know.
已经12点了。
Events finally,
活动
yay! Thank you. So events. I don't know how much spoilers I can give out. Probably 0. But this time around, we want to have for the first time ever April's full day event.
哦，今年有那
And
个
I
愚人
would
节
not
活
really
动
go into detail and describe how it's going
一次
to
的
work, but just be warned, be prepared that something like that is coming
Yes.
愚
very
人节
soon.
活动，
And aside from
10
April's
月1号了，应该是。
full, we also gonna have an array of different micro and
Yeah.
global events. And as you
三
can
倍
see,
经
there
验，
are
好
a
莱
few new
坞
things on the list here.
复活
For example, Shepherd.
Shepherd
XP
是什么鬼
event.
啊 ？Shepherd 应该是
And
新的吧？哦，
this
牧
is,
羊人
this is
呐
where，you're gonna get
Shepherd
XP
是牧羊
boost
人
by responding to
好
distress
莱
calls
坞
from
复
other agents.
活，三
Yeah,
倍
we
经
have
验
we have a bunch of new ones. So we've been experimenting with this kind of events, as you know. We've had a XP boost event. We
Ouais.
did the first
羊人那个
expertise
应该
or
是新的。
proficiency event. At the end of last season, we did a season pass XP event. So now we've been working on implementing new ones, new types of events as well, just to really try to give life to the game and really bring this idea of like when you log into the game, you can look and see what's happening, what's
我
fresh,
觉得
what's
最后
what
他应
should
该
I
会
be doing.
说
So as Daya said, we have a
DLC
Shepherd
全
XP
新
event. I
DLC
think we have Dark Zone XP event. There's a few new type of events that we're bringing, and we will do more of
也
those.
顺便推广一
And
下
really, it's just
加入
it's just
OCG 战
really
队
to get that sense of every week there's something different. We
现
also have
在
the global events in that mix. We have more
分队1跟分队2
more
都还
bespoke
没满，
ones with
可
like
以加入
Easter and all that. So it's really just
DC 连接在我的影片
yeah
下面。
it's just a bit more fun. All those moments of fun when you log back into the game and you're like, oh, there's a cool thing happening.
Yep, and also to mention, aside from Dark Zone and Shepherd, there is also one going to be for Clan XP as
Yep.
well. I don't know if that's that's on the list here.
Listed here.
And yeah, Easter one. It's most likely going to be the project chain, where you would be able to get the named weapon and a skin. I do not really have all the details right now, but it's definitely a lot of seasonal things are planned for the upcoming few months.
Yes. I promise we are not just doing events. We're working on other things too. But events are cool.
Okay, it was such an unexpected plug-in. I mean,
I don't know. It's just I can imagine people being like, oh, they just talk about events. Yeah, events are cool.
I mean, especially the Easter one in April's Fool. I'm excited.
他说
Can we get the bunny ears on the agents?
他说
Where are you looking at?
可不可以
I don't know. Who's approving
Long,
that?
Not an official request.
兔子
But I also mentioned that this time around
That
we're going to have Twitch drops, and it's actually going to happen quite soon. Not tomorrow, a little bit later, because we wanted the Twitch drops to start in March
Twitch 我
to
推荐看那个
celebrate
Stella
first of all
883
the expansion
他的台
anniversary,
最好看，
and then of course the
我把
main
链
game
接放出来
anniversary.
到时候
So
看他的台就可
this
以
is
了。
what you're going to have, starting on March 3rd and ending on
看个
March
3个小时，
17th.
看 Stella
You're going to
883
have 2 weeks with different options to
最棒的
earn
全境
every
Twitch
week,
主播
depending on how long you're going to be watching the live streams. And of course, feel free to follow our content creators, because there are a lot of passionate individuals who are putting a lot of time and effort into delivering content to you. And I'm sure that a lot of them are
3
going to
月
be
3号
reviewing
到
this
3
very
月
stream.
17号
Once we're done, maybe they're already
看
doing it.
Twitch。
And of course, after the release itself, there are going to be a lot of
第一个
things
礼拜的话，
to
它
watch and discuss
送
with your
皮肤
favorite streamers. So just pay attention, and
哦
these
它有
are
新的
the
动作
nice
是吧？
things that you will be able to earn.
庆祝
And actually, talking about the anniversary, because it's March. And every year
3月
we
是周年
get so
活动
surprised that it's another anniversary. Yay, this time around we're going to be celebrating the 6th anniversary.
第6
Can
年
you
了
imagine? Can you believe?
还没倒闭，真棒！
It's really amazing.
You know what we're
第一张
also
跟
celebrating
对对对
in a week from now? My 10 years anniversary at Massive.
哦，他
So
说
it
烟
should
磊
be-
今
should
年
be an
是第
extra
10
round of
Where's the event for that?
Everyone gets the
10年了
beard. You would be the one against that. So this is why we're not doing it. But maybe we'll buy you a cake.
Thank you.
他说他们会买烟磊一个新的
This is
蛋
what-
糕。
Let's talk about the game anniversary, the one people
有
care
周年
about.
快乐！
So yeah, we agreed that we're buying a small cake for Yannick, but unfortunately we cannot buy a cake for all of you. I mean, I'd love to, honestly, but it's just impossible
Also,
because you
Daria
guys
也
live
想
all
给
over
我
the
们买
world.
蛋
So
糕，
we
可惜
found
是
There'll be a
an
lot of cosmetics for us to be able to pay for that.
yes, but we prepared a nice present anyway.
他
We
说有个
managed to find no.
Oh, the
It's actually I would love for Dory to show it to us. Ta-da! Shade
Ta-da.
backpack. So
Whoa,
what's peculiar
新包包。
about this specific backpack is that you're gonna be able to showcase your shade level on this small
挺好的，
monitor
可以
that
秀
you
自
have
己
in the
的等
backpack.
级的包包。
Yes, that screen updates dynamically and is going to show your shade level. So that's a pretty cool new piece of tech that we're also playing around with.
那
And
挺
that's the
帅哦，这
item
个
that's gonna be granted to everyone.
哦
For
全部人
free.
都会有的。
So be on the lookout. There is a specific date, of course, we have in
Yeah,
mind,
又在抄
but I
马服。
would not reveal it just yet. So it's going to be a nice
大陆的正向。
surprise. But sometime in the middle of March, it's good to log into the game and be
Middle
aware.
of the March，
Of course,
哦
more
，3月中
information
会
will
出
tell
这
you
个背包了。3
Yeah,
月
of course,
中
we'll tell you. Yeah. And
不错不错，我觉得这个不错。
we actually have more information to share.
Oh,
Now
不要
we're
开
getting
外
very
挂哦，各位。
serious, you know, like news anchor mode. There are a few
Easy
anti-cheat
anti-cheat.
updates that we need to mention, and some of you might have already had issues with that during the PTS. And yes, we know that right now Steam Deck can be affected, as well as Linux. So this is more of a warning. This is not something that PlayStation or Xbox players need to be worried about. But since we're implementing things that will help us secure a more stable and enjoyable experience for everyone, because of course our aim is to deal with cheaters once and for all, and we know
我
that
觉得
this
这部
is
分大
a
家应该不会
recurring
看，我
problem
相
for
信
this
各位没有
game.
开外挂。
We just ask
受影
everyone
响。
to be patient about these small turbulences that might occur for some PC players during the release. This is also something the team is closely monitoring, and if you're going to have any issues aside from what's going to be described on Trello or in the patch notes, please share your feedback, and we'll make sure to also take a note for that and fix it as soon as possible. So yeah, more details are going to be available on Trello. I know the community team has already prepared communication about that, so you can be looking forward to this info to drop once we release the patch notes. And
I'm trying to be discreet, but I'm probably making
I mean,
ton of noise for
people
people.
probably
With microphones.
probably heard. So this
Hey,
is
welcome, chat. You're here with us now.
啊，
so finally it's our
所以
time
他
to answer questions. I'm just
他是完全
trying
没有
to make
讲
it-
新的
I don't know.
DLC。
Can you see? So there are a few pre-collected questions that I see the community team has prepared for us.
好失望哦，
I
完
guess
全没有讲
we'll start
DLC。
with gear.
先讲装备。
The provocateur exotic, is it in a general loot pool now?
No, it remains exclusive to a climax mission. Mind you, of course, you can
他说
do
背包
the
也
climax
是
joins
过
the
了精
legacy
通难度的
pool,
那个
so
高
you can
潮
play
人
the
就会
climax
给。
mission whenever you want. And the provocator is going to be there, but it's not added to the general loot pool.
Will Lexington return for those that didn't get it the
问
first
莱
time
辛顿
around?
会回来吗？
So I cannot confirm it with certainty that that's going to happen tomorrow. No, but the team is discussing the ways to bring it back
他
and
说
have another
团
round
队
of
正在讨论
distribution
莱
to,
辛顿
so
如何
people
回
who
归。
could not get it the
但是
first
目前还
time
没
will
确
have a
定。
chance to also acquire it, but it's not in the general loot pool.
他说正常的装备池是不会给莱辛顿
We'll
的
get，
但是他们还在讨
Can
论。
can we add specialization setup safe per loadout? Yeah, that would be great. That's on the list of quality of life improvements we'd like to do at some point. We just haven't had time yet to get it done. But yes, I agree. Get more loadout slots. Yes, I mean it's always the extra cherry on top of the cake when we add stash space. Then we also would like to add more loadouts. We haven't done it this time, but
然
hopefully
后
that's
新的
something
洗
we can
基
do
本
in
部
the
他
future.
是还是没有讲。
DLC
也没有
any
讲。
buff adjustments planned for Provocator Exotic? Not that I know of. I hope I'm not saying something stupid now. Sometimes there are changes to the game that I forget or that I don't have visibility on, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I also don't think I saw it in the notes. Anniversary shade backpack, is it a backpack or a backpack skin? No, it's a fully functional separate backpack. There is actually another version that is going to be available in store, also with the display of your shade level, but that's going to be a paid item. So in reality, there is a chance to acquire 2 backpacks that display the shade level. It's just one is going to be granted to everyone for free.
No, let me correct that though. It's a skin.
It's a skin.
It's a skin you apply to your
Oh, okay.
backpack. It's not an
Okay,
item.
等级内背包是一个
It's
皮
a
肤
good thing that
不
we have
是一
a
个背
knowledgeable
包。
person here, right? And
皮肤而已。
not just someone who
No,
can
no, it's
blabber
not,
whatever
it's not,
comes to her
it's
mind.
not an
那个眼里
equipment
纠
item.
正的
It's a skin.
Daria，
Is the extra stash space costly for the dev team? I don't know if that's the most interesting question, but I know we've said in the past multiple times that we wouldn't be able to do
有
extra
人
stash
有
space
人
because
箱
we
子加
cannot
100
reach the
个
ceiling
会
in
很
terms
成
of
本
how
很
much we
高
can
吗？
add. As you know, there's a whole history behind that, but we were prepared to extend storage space in general because we were
他说
considering
虽然
adding
以
an
前
extra
讨
character
论说
slot
不会加，但是最
at
后还
some
是
point,
加了
which。we didn't do. So with that in mind, we are pretty confident we can increase stash space, and that's why we're doing this. We've done a bunch of tests.
他
Looks
说
like
他
we're
做了
not
很多
breaking
测试
anything, but feedback will be key
没
here
有
to
弄
see
坏手
is there a point
没有
where
破坏任何
actually
东
it's
西。
starting to impact the experience in terms of whatever like loading times and opening the inventory or the stash
他
and
说没有发芽，做了
latency in
测
the
试应
stash
该
and this
还
kind of
行的，
thing.
所以
So
后来就加了100个。
as long as it works, we can keep adding, but it's not necessarily costly for us in terms of money, but it is
他
it's
说
something we need
成本来
to
说不是
very
特别
tightly
贵，
monitor.
不用担心。Daria 停了，
A
发呆
backpack
了。
trophy is coming back.
Our backpack trophies coming back. Well, we have new backpack trophies. I mean, we do backpack trophies. I mean, we used to do new backpack trophies with every season with the manhunt, and that's not something we do anymore, but we do have occasionally new backpack trophies. Do you
DLC
guys plan on doing anything about character customization? What as in adding more options, you mean? Or something else? No, I mean there are things we have in mind that we want to explore, but we don't have anything
身
concrete
上的
to
空间
announce
还
at
是
this point.
150个，箱子就变了400个。
Any chance of getting past season blueprints back? I know the question comes every stream, and every stream I say I will look into it. We are discussing it. There are discussions. We just need to find the right solutions for it. Plans to do specialization rework anytime soon? Not anytime soon. It's also something that's on the
他说
backlog of ideas and things we
职业
want to
重
get to at
组
some point.
目前应该没料了。
But it's not our highest priority at this point.
不是他们最高的考虑范围。
Plans to have priority objectives progress shared in the group. Well, priority objectives, I don't know. I know that there's been feedback on, objectives in general to be group shared, like especially, kill objectives, kill-based objectives for like the seasonal journey and projects in general and whatever. And this is something we would like to eventually be able to tackle. It's not simple, which is why we were not able to do it, but we have discussed it.
他
And,
说有讨论过那个
and
修改
hopefully we
器
will be
那个
able
目
to do
标
that.
可不可以跟团队分享？因为以前的话还是以个人作为单位啦，就比方说我击杀敌人的话，不能也把队友击杀的算进去。目前应该还是分开。
Specialization. Is there a plan to do specialization rework anytime soon?
Yeah, I talked about it already. I said we don't have any plans
DLC 还是没有
to
回
do
答
that. It's something we'd
Yeah.
like to get to at some point. Will there be a new mask or cosmetic reward for the season journey? Honestly, I don't remember where all the rewards we have and where they go, so I cannot answer that question. Will the pistols become automatic anytime soon as some rifles? No, we don't have plans to make pistols
他
automatic
说他们没有
at this point.
考虑把手枪也改全
Will we
自
add
动。
more rooms to descent to give more variety on the runs? Maybe eventually. That's also not in the plans just right now, or nothing we're ready to talk about. But at some point it would be nice to revisit descent and expand it a bit.
Can you please add a one-touch button to open multiple apparel caches, please?
可不可以一
It's
键
also
开箱？
something that we had in plans.
That's also on our list of improvements that
他们
we
会考
want to do at some
虑
point.
弄一键开箱，就是按一次
New
开20
conflict
个箱
maps, new raids, nothing to announce at this point.
哦，新的当然他
There's
说
also
没
this
有
one here on top.
任何可以
I see also new legendaries.
Male default.
Question in chat, also nothing to announce here.
新传
Could we
奇
see
也
some
没有
more，of the Rogue Agent
新
bundles
8人
back
也
in
没
the
有。
store, like Kajika and Keener
那
bundles?
DLC 呢？
I mean, our MTX team's probably watching the stream.
I mean, it's, but it's, I mean, yeah, things that have been bundles that have been in the past are, can make a return. So those may come back, and we're of course constantly adding new ones as well. So it's a rotation. Will there be more apparel events? Well, we're not going to bring back apparel events the way they were, but we are exploring how can we create the right kind of events that are both a gameplay collection, fun thing to do, with also opportunities to generate some revenues for us. So we don't want to bring them back the way they were, because they were honestly not super interesting gameplay-wise. They were interesting because you could collect everything, but it was not necessarily fun gameplay. So we want to try to see how can we start with a fun gameplay proposition first, and then see how that can generate revenues as well.
But also some of the events that we talked about, April's 1st and Easter, there is going to be an opportunity to get new outfits. So might not necessarily be the same thing that players are used to, but there is still a chance to acquire new outfits for your agents.
New outfit.
So when I guess we're done with the list and we can look at the chat.
Someone saying, "Yeah, just want money." Well, that's what keeps this game running. I'm sorry to tell you, but if you want to see more years of content, we need to generate revenues and be sustainable. So these kind of events and anything that allows us to keep going, it's the reason why we're still here.
So there was a question about crossplay. I don't even need to read it to know what it is about.
Still nothing to announce here either.
So questions about the DLC. I mean, nothing is planned to be announced today, but as we promised in the PTS live stream, we're gonna get back with more information very soon. Actually, there is something that we planned for the anniversary, and hopefully that will see you there. And more info is coming. Just be on the lookout.
True Patriot buff in this season at all? No, not this season. We'll get to it. We said we wanted to look at True Patriot, but it's not here yet. I've seen someone asking if there will be new hunters coming. I'm not gonna say anything. Like, it's not as if hunters announced they're coming early in advance, so we'll find out.
Provocator rework, but it's also something that you already mentioned in the stream.
Yeah, but we haven't made changes yet to it. Let's see. Can always look at it in the future. Sorry if I'm leaning here. I'm trying to I have my microphone right in front of chat here, so I just have to.
And it's I cannot really turn it, and I don't think yours probably also locked. But I saw a question about balancing changes, and actually the full list of balancing changes that are coming with this patch is going to be posted after the live stream. So check the patch notes for the information. I know that there are tables with the values comparison prepared there.
This chat is a bit insane. It's hard to read. Why ignore PvP questions? Well, we have PvP questions all the time, right? And we say there are moments where we are going to try to look at PvP. This update is not one of them, and I know that it's true more often than it's not. The fact that we haven't looked at PvP or made changes. But there are moments, with Project Resolve we made some changes, and I hope we'll get to look at PvP a bit more at some point. But this hasn't been our priority with this update.
Old Twitch drop items making a comeback. No, I don't think so. At least these are not the plans that I know about. This is definitely something we can discuss to maybe distribute them in a different way. But for the upcoming Twitch drops, we're going to have a completely new set of rewards. More Lexington.
More Lexington. 更多的来信顿.
Yeah, you want the Lexington gun again, huh? We talked about it.
Yeah, we're looking into ways to see how we can distribute it once again.
More Lexington.
Again,
更多
questions
来
on
新的
crossplay and cross-save. I know people have very strong opinions about it. If it would be easy to do, we would have done it already. 6 years down the line, implementing something that's touching on character
其实这游
saves
戏挺
and
屌
presents
啊
even a very infinitesimal
运营了
chance
6
of messing up
不
with
简
your
单
save is something we want to take very, very seriously. So it's not a trivial change.
产业那都没6年，对
And
不对？
that's why we are not able to tell you if we will ever manage to do it or not, because it's a very big change.
Can current master mission be replayed in the current season, in the new season? I think I lost the question, but I understand what this is about.
Yeah, once the mission enters the legacy pool, so when the season ends, the climax of the previous
下个
season
季度还
becomes
是可以
legacy,
玩
and you can replay it
上一个
whenever
季
you
度的
want.
精通任务
You can play the master version of that one as
可以
well.
重玩，
And the thing is that
不错不错
the。modifier associated with that season will be available in that mission. So when you're going to enter season
哦，他
3,
说
if you want to play the climax of season 2, you can enable the modifier of season 2. You cannot go in the climax of season 2 with the modifier of season 3. So the climax will always be connected to the
我说
modifier of
他
that
说，
very
比方
season.
说这个季度
And you can play it in master if you want.
太空总出那个精通难度，你可以玩当下那个季度的那个修改器。
And it's the same on master, just because I see a couple comments here on. Like,
说
you
精
know,
通难
I
度
know
是
that we got a
跟
bunch of
当
mixed
时
feedback
的
on
修改
people
器是
liked
绑
it, some
定
people
的，
didn't
你
like
就不能
it,
用
some
新的
people
修改
found
器
it
去
hard,
玩
too easy, too
上一个季度的
spongy.
精通难度。
So keep the feedback
哎，我
coming.
也
It's
不知
the
道自己
first
在
time
讲
we
什
do
么。
a master difficulty mission. So obviously there's gonna be a bunch of iterations, and hopefully
比方
every
说
mastered
下个季度是
mission
动
we
能
do
量，
is gonna be
那
better
大概
than the
太空总
previous
出那
one.
个精通就不能用
So
了。
just let us know how you would like to see that evolve, and yeah, let's see what we come up with for the next one.
So the new master difficulty end of the season. Yes, it's going to be available with all the climax missions that come with seasons, and they are also going to be available in master. So the next one is coming once we're done with all the scouts.
Can you guys bring back the recruiter outfit? I think we've brought it back twice already, but yeah, don't worry, it will probably come back at some point, I'm sure. And new hunter outfits for sale, yeah, probably. People tend to like those. Any more legendary missions? No, and as I said, we have nothing new to announce here. We don't have
没有
those plans.
新传奇，没有。
There's a lot of store questions, people.
不是传奇林肯应该是
How come you're so comfortable talking about money? I thought that was a taboo.
And see, we are not even prepared to answer these questions because we were not anticipating them.
Like a spaceman outfit, and I've seen some questions earlier about people would like to see some stuff added to the store. I mean, that's great. Tell us what you would like to see.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur outfit, you've seen that one.
Not before the cat outfit.
Raids and incursions. Now, as I said, this we also have nothing to announce here. PvP news? No, unfortunately, no news for PvP. New anti-cheat update. Well, we talked about it. We are going to make changes to anti-cheat with this update, which means that actually for some people it might impact their experience, and we'll try to fix that as soon as possible. But the bottom line here is that yes, there is an update coming to the anti-cheat system, and from there we're going to keep also iterating and improving. So that should mean that we should have even better anti-cheat moving forward.
Yeah, and also from what I see in the notes, so it's going to be turned off upon the release itself. So tomorrow it won't be affecting you, but during the season we'll start turning it on slowly and steadily. So there might be some disconnections and crashes because of that during the season, but also the team is prepared to look into feedback and help find solutions where possible.
他们会慢慢修改。
Terminator skeletons or mechanical appendages. Let us go cyborg with cosmetics, please. Why no one answering questions about missed blueprints? I talked about it from previous seasons. I talked about it. I said every time, every live stream, the question comes, and I'm always unprepared for it. But it is. We have discussed it with the team, so it is. We're aware of it, and it's just a matter of putting the time and finding the right place to put them. Is the descent game mode abandoned? No, it's not abandoned. It's just, it's we need to prioritize. If I had unlimited resources and unlimited time, I would want to improve everything. But unfortunately, that's not the way it goes. So we need to try to prioritize things. And right now, it's not the time for descent. But there will be a time where we will be looking at it and improving it as well.
Year 1 pass for PC. From what I know, it's available for all the platforms.
Fix Umbra don't work sometimes. I'm not aware of this, but other people might be.
People asking if Master can be made harder.
他说精通南部
But
可不可以更难？
there's kind of a running joke with the team that when we try to build difficult content, like Master difficulty, or when we did the incursion, we playtest it internally, and we do a playtest. And if we manage to go through it, we struggle to go through it, and we manage to go through it. And then very often the team is like, "Yeah, it feels quite hard." And my line is always like, if we can beat it, it's not hard enough, because I know most of you folks are better than us. So we've already tried to push this one to a point where even we could hardly beat it. And I was confident that some people would still not find it hard enough. And we need to find the right balance, because that's the point of Master. It's not for everyone. We want something that is really a challenge for some of you that are the most advanced people out there. But we need to find a way to make that like in a fun way, right? So we can always just, boost the health and the damage of the NPCs, and we've done that already in this. But that can't be the only solution. So we need to find other ways to bring difficulty. It's not interesting if we're just artificially boosting NPCs and that's it. So there's only so much we can boost the NPCs before it starts becoming stupid. So I think that's where the difficulty debate needs to go. Is like, what other ways do we have to bring a challenge and difficulty for people that are obviously super skilled at the game?
他觉得难度还行。
Yeah, people in the chat happy that Division 1 global events are back. So
finally,
yeah, it's actually something that we forgot to talk about, and we promised that it's going to happen in the last live stream. So thank you so much to the entire team who worked hard to make this happen, because it was not an easy feat, not an easy fix at all, and
Yeah, and they didn't give up, so really shout out to them, because they could have easily discarded it, said, no, we can't do that. That's too much work, but they didn't. They kept at it, and it took a very long time, but we've been able to do that, and it's amazing. So I'm very excited for that.
Which actually serves as a proof that if sometimes we promise something, we can actually deliver. It just takes time for the team to figure out solutions sometimes. Yeah, it might not happen overnight, but it's still going to happen. It's better late than never, right?
Just shows how things can take time. Classified gear? No. Get out of my stream.
No, there were people asking about snow and survival, so...
Get out too. True Patriot changes, I've addressed that already. I think we are starting to run around in a circle. We are not bringing changes with this update to True Patriot. We want to, and we'll get there, but not this time. Save and quit in descent, yeah, checkpoints and saves in descent. I know that's probably one of the most requested thing with descent. So that's as I said earlier, when we get to look at descent, that's obviously something we would like to investigate. but we didn't do it for good reasons.
他说深潜的话，他未来
might be very
会
complicated.
看一下，目前没有。
There was a question if we can have the PTS on Steam. God knows we'd love to, but I don't know what's the status of it.
Yeah.
他说他们也在有考虑过，也把 BTS 放在 Steam 上面，但是
well, you will be able to get them in the climax mission, as I said. Like if you
是不
replay
行
the climax mission of this season, you can replay those modifiers, but you are not able to take the modifiers with you anywhere else. So you will not be able to use those modifiers in any other place. Once the season ends, they're gone.
Have Hamish visit next stream. He is all the way in Australia.
New Zealand.
New Zealand? No. Yes? I mean, the prime is we cannot have him for the next stream anyway.
He's doing well though. I've chatted with him recently.
That's nice.
Hi Hamish. I miss you.
Yeah,
Who's Hamish?
one day
对，是的，
There's
乐
less
队
and
是
less people who
16组
understand those
他那
references.
个没有修改。我觉得巷子变多已经是很不错了，不能对 U 比要求太
New
多。
skills, yeah, that would be cool. Okay, I think yeah. I think we've answered most questions, but we can answer. Trying to find a better way to look at chat.
Once again, one last question.
最后一题
Let's
问
find
题
something we haven't seen already.
The old descent collectibles, yeah, those are this is something that we'd like to tackle as well to allow you to acquire those, because once they're out of the pool, then they're out of the pool and there's no way to gain them again. So yeah, that's also on the list, something we'd like to do at some point. Stats with Yannick, yeah, would be fun to do that when I used to have time to actually go dig up stats. But yes,
I'm sure there's going to be something for the anniversary.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
for the entire
yeah,
year.
more stats on some achievements in the game and what's been going on is it's always fun.
No, there are no plans to at Lexington to the loot pool.
Yeah, really wish that when
说
playing
美
Journey as
心
a
是
team,
把
it
莱辛
counted
顿
for
放
the
在
team,
白
yes.
区，
I mentioned it earlier, but that's something we would like to
但
change.
是未来会探索如
It's,
何
it's just
重新再给玩家。
it's work because it's not a trivial change.
我也不知道录音档。
We need the Yannick 70s playlist for the anniversary.
He is not that old.
No, but yes, I do. I used to.
You do have a 70s playlist.
No, no. But I did have interesting music choices when we used to do the gameplay streams back in the days. I was not born in the 70s, though, just to be clear.
Was born in the 60s.
This could go one way or the other, not the 70s. Yannick, did you kill Yannick the Beard? No, still not, but mostly because I have not tried again. I've just accepted that he's better than me. He's the better Yannick.
He's your evil twin from the parallel universe. But while Yannick searches for some other questions to answer, let me summarize everything that we talked about and remind you about things that are coming to you tonight or tomorrow. So, of course, the release itself is scheduled for tomorrow, for 25th. Super excited about that. So after we're going to have the morning maintenance as usual, we'll see you in the game. And the patch notes with all the changes that we discussed about the new gear, about the Seasons 2.0 improvements, quality of life updates, everything is coming your way right after the stream. So be on the lookout for all these details, including the balancing. And of course, we will be happy to celebrate the 6th anniversary of the Division 2 with all of you this March. There are some presents that we prepared. Twitch Drops campaign is going to be running from March 3rd and up until March 17th. And also the Shade Backpack that would allow you to showcase your shade number for everyone to see. It's going to be updated in real time is going to be distributed in the middle of March, and more information about that is
3月
coming.
期间就会
Same
给
thing for
自
the
动给
events. There are going to be an array of different micro and global events during the season. So also be on the lookout for information about that, as well as the April Fool's event and Easter event. And I honestly don't know if we're going to have bunny ears. I just really hope we'll do, but that remains to be seen. So of course more info is going to be communicated soon. And next time we hope to see you sometime in March, in the middle of March,
3月中
during
有机会再
the
碰面
anniversary celebration,
在直
and
播
that's where we'll be able
上面
to show a little bit more about the upcoming DLC Brooklyn.
哦，3月中会讲更多关于 DLC 的事
But
情。
we announced already.
We've said
People
that
know
already.
Battle for Brooklyn. That's the name of the new DLC. Yeah, we showed
3
that.
月中
So do
讲
not
更多
look
关
at
于
me
DLC 的
like
细
that.
节。
Any questions you found?
I mean, no, there were a bunch, but yeah, I think people asking about legendary open world, that would be cool, but not something that's planned either. And yeah, that's the one I remember. But thank you, everyone.
好，谢谢各位。
Yes, thank you so much for attending today. Thank you, Yannick, for providing all the information and your sharing your wisdom and knowledge with us.
Thank you, Daria, for putting this million
Millions.
cards of notes
好多笔
together
记哦。
twice.
That I myself couldn't really arrange in the proper order.
I have a behind-the-scenes picture of the mess that you made on the floor, but luckily you don't see in this frame. So
Thank God. Thank God. At least nothing was glued, upside down. So
Yeah.
that's already an improvement,
Yeah.
at least in my book. I'm very happy.
But yeah, thank you for watching, and
感谢收看，
yes,
See you.
update tomorrow.
再见。
Play the game.
Yes.
明天
Bye.
见，拜拜。
Bye, everyone.
As a wise woman once said,
如有动画。
far down the rabbit hole really goes.
and yes, you guessed it, this new season is all about exploring the ways of the rogues. Year 6 Season 3, Burden of Truth, introduces the new global modifier, Rogue Momentum.
It's all about skills, bending the rules, using dirty tactics, and engaging in high-risk, high-reward combat.
This season, we encourage you to be more hostile and use every trick in your arsenal to unlock powerful combat bonuses.
Rogue momentum can be accumulated by eliminating enemies. Standard kills, headshot kills, explosive kills, skill kills, anything goes.
Performing various skills will fill the Rogue Momentum gauge, which has 5 tiers that grant weapon and skill damage, movement speed, reload speed, and other bonuses.
Momentum depletes over time but can be temporarily paused when using pulse or sprinting. Random enemies can be marked as blacklist, and eliminating them will grant a substantial increase in momentum, as well as bonuses to weapon handling and critical hit chance.
Active and passive modifiers in Burden of Truth will also contribute to the main theme of the season, offering various perks such as instantly maxing out your rogue momentum and doubling momentum gain through skill kills.
To match your growing momentum, enemies will also become more ruthless and resilient. Frenzy, this season's hostile modifier, will feature increased rate of fire, movement speed, and rapid armor and health regeneration for enemies. Starting with Chapter 3 of the seasonal journey, frenzied hostiles will become more common and powerful as you progress through the season and grow in strength.
Year 6 Season 3 brings an array of exciting improvements to the seasonal journey. We are making modifiers the true star of this reworked experience, with season journey tasks now centered around modifier gameplay.
You'll gain access to modifiers earlier than before, allowing you to dive into the season experience right away.
Modifiers will now be earned through the seasonal journey progression instead of priority objectives. Plus, you'll unlock season XP bonuses for having modifiers equipped.
Additionally, season XP will be earned through all open world activities. For example, playing your favorite game modes will now contribute towards seasonal progression.
There's a few improvements coming to the priority objectives as well. Following your feedback, we're removing harder to find activities like elite convoys and territory control, and adding a new daily refill system that fills up your rerolls for free every 24 hours.
This allows you to have up to 3 rerolls in the priority objectives to find the activity that suits you.
Season 3 introduces one of the most anticipated quality of life updates, increased stash space.
50 additional slots will be added for Warlords of New York expansion owners, and 50 slots will be available for Year 1 pass holders.
The stash space obtained on standard characters will also be available to
最
hardcore
赞是这个
characters.
啦，400个。
Building further on the skills theme to maximize the modifiers, Burden of Truth introduces Shiny Monkey Gear, a new brand set that provides skill efficiency, skill duration, and repair skills. A new gear set called Refractor will boost your skill damage and enhance status effects.
Season 3 brings 3 new exotic items. Exotic collectors can look forward to the new exotic SMG Oxpecker, exotic gloves Exodus, and an exotic backpack Birdie's Quick Fix, exclusive to the Climax mission. The Oxpecker is a must-have item for all shield players, as it provides shield repairs and slows shield health loss.
The Exodus gloves feature the new talent Smokescreen, which allows you to drop a smoke bomb on armor break, concealing you from enemies in PvE and granting 100% pulse resistance in PvP. Birdie's Quick Fix comes with the Combat Medic talent, offering 50% damage resistance, 50% revive speed, and minus 50 weakened debuff time.
Players with the Season Pass can gain access to the following premium track rewards: 10 gear dies, 9 weapon skins, 2 outfits, 2 new prestige arm patches.
More than that, players can earn 600 premium credits by progressing through the Season Pass on the premium track. The free track will include 1 outfit and 1 weapon skin, allowing every agent to gear up and stand out in the streets of DC.
But that's not all. Throughout the season, you can look forward to a variety of in-game events. These will include familiar favorites like XP multipliers, along with a new spring project where you can earn new named weapons and other rewards. Additionally, there will be exciting new features like weapon stats and resource boosts. Similar to the last season's Expertise XP event, we're introducing more opportunities to earn extra XP through different game mechanics. For example, earn additional XP in Shepherd ranks by responding to distress calls from other agents, or participate in the Dark Zone XP event, where XP gained from the event will not be lost upon death, preventing you from losing ranks. You can also max out your clan or unlock the weekly Golden Clan cash faster with the Clan XP event.
March is Division Anniversary Celebration month, and this year we've prepared a few surprises you definitely won't want to miss. Stay tuned for our upcoming announcements, agents. We've got plenty in store for you.
明天开始，感谢收看，拜拜。再见了。